Let's do it. Pop up
Yeah,
style on y'all.
pop-up style on a Sunday, man, on championship Sunday.
Championship Sunday.
2 games today, man. Before we
Mm-hmm.
get started, man, I want to know who y'all taking in these games, man. Who y'all got in the NFC championship? Who y'all got in the AFC championship?
Mm, that's tough right there. That's a good icebreaker right there. Ah, man, I ain't gonna lie. I mean, all teams that's left, it's pretty much deserving. You having what the number one scoring offense versus the number one scoring defense going on in the NFC. And then you also have like kind of like a old guard, old dog type match. You know what I'm saying? Because you got Vrabel and you got Sean Payton. Sean Payton is gonna have to do some extra coaching today though because he ain't got his guy Bo Nix out there. So we're gonna have to try to see, Jared Stedman and everything.
I think he could pull it off.
Hey, that defense play lights out and can kind of like can hold Drake May or at least make Drake May look more so like an inexperienced quarterback, inexperienced young guy. Maybe, but if I had to choose, man, I think it's going to be. It's crazy, it may sound. I think it's going to be like an old school matchup. I think it's going to be Patriots and Seahawks again.
That's where I'm leaning to, man. That's exactly where I'm leaning because as I look at the Broncos, their defense is going to keep them in the game. And, they force 2 turnovers and get a pick six. I think they win. But when you look at the quarterback situation and the way the Patriot defense played last week, I got to go to New England in that game. I know it's a road game, but Mike Vrabel has put that team back into contention fast. So I got to go with the momentum. I got to go with New England. And then you look at Seattle, another team, one of the best defenses in the league as far as points per game. Finally got a pass rush, 2-headed monster at running back. And they have a quarterback finally. So yeah, I gotta take the Seahawks because the Rams been too up and down, and they damn near lost to Panthers in the first round. So yeah, I gotta go Seattle and New England.
It's gonna be interesting. I'm not saying that either team don't have a chance of winning. Every team that's left still has a chance. But I think that may be the matchup. I mean, it's so crazy because the Rams win and the Patriots win, you still get another Super Bowl rematch. So it's like at the end of the day, we're gonna see if the Broncos can really like be the team to really like throw all this off. And we can see, I mean, shooting what? Even the Broncos and the Seahawks, that can be a rematch. So it's just like, oh man, you just got all this going on, and then what you got Sean versus Mike on both sides. It's just so funny.
Yeah, and my honest take, and I'll be honest about this. If the Broncos beat the Patriots, they're gonna win the Super Bowl. Because if a coach can bounce back after losing his starting quarterback and turn to a guy that has barely played in the NFL and still win games, oh yeah, that team legit. And I remember this just like yesterday. Phil Simms goes down in the playoffs. Jeff steps in.
Mm-hmm.
They didn't skip a beat. What did they do that entire game? Ran OJ Anderson into the ground, and they won the game with a backup quarterback in the Super Bowl. So it has happened before. But
yeah, for sure.
That's just one of my fondest memories of a playoff run. Uncle Lou, what's up, man? What's good?
What's happening, family?
What's up to the chat, man? Y'all come on in. Miss Pam, what's good?
How
She
you
said she
feeling?
likes Seahawks and Patriots. So she right there with me.
Yeah.
Lisa Chimper says she don't trust Matthew Stafford. He would probably give Seattle 1 or 2 Christmas gifts. So I mean, hey, sometimes it happens.
You're right. Nah, for sure. Say, fellas, I agree. Seattle and New England would be the matchup. Yeah, that's what I'm saying. I'm going Seattle, New England, man. Vrabel and a $130 million in cap space plus a solid future quarterback. I hate the Cheatriots. But I can't deny their come up. Yeah, I mean, that's the thing. You have some cap space, get the right coaching, get the QB play down, and next thing you know, you can turn something around. But the cap space, I think, helped more than anything. Of course, being able to go get players.
Right.
So I
Tim said
used
he
to
used
work.
to work for the Broncos, so he wanted them to beat the Pats. And I get that. I bet that was super cool, man.
Yes, sir. Please
Well,
hit that like.
Gizmo say hit that like button, man. 7 like 62 watching. Hey man, if y'all while y'all tuning in, man, go to A1 Forever, Smitty Sports Machine and Hyperpower videos, man. Helps them out a whole lot. Get back into the algorithm a little bit more because YouTube doing a new way of things, and it used to be where likes and comments draw your videos, but now it's the hype. So if you hype up the videos, man, it pushes them through the algorithm a little bit faster and picks up the views and things of that nature. But I'm gonna let Chris do his thing, man. What you got on the slate today?
Man, I just want to know. All right, I just want everybody's opinion. We got a massive decision to make as far as GM. We're kind of like sitting around waiting on the decision to be made. The Falcons have interviewed over 6 candidates, and I want to know who's your favorite. I want to know, like, really, I want to know, like, who's your favorite, but also who do you think may get the job? Because I actually have some people that I like, but they may not actually get the job. So I just want to know everybody's opinion. We can go over some of the candidates as well that have been that so far we have interviewed. I mean, so that's just what I want. I want to, kind of like check the temperature on everybody, and I want everybody's opinion. So that's where we are today, man. Like, who's the favorite? Who do you like? Who do you think is going to get the job? That's pretty much what this whole thing is centered around. And I mean, I can also, give a little rundown as far as like the candidates so far as well. Now, of course, we got Ian Cunningham, Chicago Bears assistant general manager, assistant GM for the Bears since 2022, but he's got over 18 years in front office experience with the Ravens, Eagles, and of course the Bears. Now, also working with Hall of Fame executive Ozzie Newsome. He rose through the scouting and player personnel roles with the Eagles and the Bears before becoming assistant GM. And also he is cool with Ryan Poles, who is friends with Matt Ryan, the president of football. We do also know that relationships matter. Now, Ian Cunningham was not the primary decision maker. I want people to know that has been Ryan Poles, but he has been a core evaluator for the Braves, for the Bears and the Eagles in their drafts. Also
wake up.
Dealing with the front office. Shoot, man, it's crazy. I got a Braves hat on right now, but but yeah, also work closely, like I said, with Ryan Poles on the recent draft boards. So again, this would be his first GM role, but he has a broad experience. And he's, built everywhere, but he's just never held the top job. But he's still right. When you think about like all around, this guy is an all around type of a guy. Moving on, you got Josh Williams. Josh Williams, San Francisco 49er director of scouting and football operations. He's been that since 2024 to now, but he spent over 15 seasons across the scouting and player personnel roles. Yes, so even back when Jim Harbaugh was the coach of the 49ers, he was there. But also going into it, Williams also has helped oversee successful recent 49er drafts, including Ricky Pearsall, Michael Williams, and also had a hand in acquiring getting rid of Deebo Samuel, etc., like that. But again, this will be his first GM role again. But he's had a long tenure with a winning franchise, being with the analytics, plus talent, still an unproven guy at the top level. But again, he's had some experience as well, talking about Josh with one organization. So we think about structure. That's another thing too. Here's a guy.
Let me make your job a little easier, man. This is the general manager tracker the Falcons have on their website. So this will help you out a little bit. This is Joe Douglas. He was at the last interview.
Right.
And this is the highlights. So is this what you read?
No, actually, I'm not. This is my own stuff.
Okay, well, go ahead.
Oh, yeah, it's my own notes. I ain't even know the Falcons had to hit that. But I mean,
Yeah,
it
they
makes
got
sense
one on there.
to
But
do
go
that.
ahead. Go ahead.
But yeah, but either way it goes, yeah, man. We sometimes we do our own leg work around here.
Oh, ain't nothing wrong with
But
that.
I will say this though, out of the remaining candidates of Andy Waddell, James Lifford, and also you think about Mike Bradway, and lastly, like you just said, Joe Douglas. Out of those remaining candidates, because those are the kind of like the guys that we didn't hear over and over and over. I feel like Josh and
Right.
Ian was guys we've heard over and over again. So out of those four guys right there, man, I think are good sleepers because they're coming from like well, you have Waddell coming from the Steelers organization. I ain't even got to talk about the Steelers. But you think about the remaining guys and you think about the totality of all of them, they're all playoff teams or teams that are, that have championships or at least having playoff, appearances.
Right.
Out of those four guys, believe it or not, man, I think I like Andy Waddell actually as a sleeper, man. Being with those Steelers organizations, and he has had like just a little bit of GM experience, and I actually just feel like just coming from that Steelers organization and how legendary they are, I think he could be a sleeper to slide into that role. You just never know.
And I agree with that. But I think my sleeper is going to be the Bradway kid,
I like
coming
it.
from the Chiefs organization because of
Mhm.
what they've done in the last decade and being able to build up under Andy Reid and learning, the ins and outs, 7 division titles, 98 wins. I mean, 3 Super Bowls. That's the big thing. And when you
Mhm.
look at numbers like that, man, I mean, what more can you say? Before that, he was with the Eagles, and still, he really knows Andy Reid because I think he was with Andy Reid in Philadelphia as well. So he knows the way to win, and he knows he's put a championship caliber coach in place. So I think it happens.
Yeah, he definitely was a part of the Chiefs personnel during these Super Bowl runs. He spent a decade with the Eagles. So just to cater to the part about you saying about knowing Andy Reid, he's been with them for a decade, and then he moved on to the Chiefs. So yeah, like he has like what after 4 years being a senior director of player personnel, that's when he moved on to the assistant GM for those Chiefs. And yeah, I mean, you look at their draft, they drafted guys like Creed Humphrey, Trent McDuffie, George Karlaftis, and of course Rashid Rice. And then back when he was with the Eagles, he drafted guys like Derek Bennett and Carson Wentz, or at least so was influent in a part of that player personnel and scouting department that got those guys.
Right.
Just yeah, so I mean, again, you got some options, guys, and again, it's just the places that they're coming from. I don't want to put any slight to James Lifford because I mean is a Georgia Tech alum, and you look at those Houston Texans, Will Anderson Jr., C.J. Stroud, Derek Stingley Jr. So I mean,
Right.
again, you look at all those are guys that he scouted as well down there too. So I
And
like
see, the
what
key role is the key thing is you keep saying, scouting. That's what I love most about Terry Fontenot putting his foot in the mud and going to find talent north of the border, south of the border, college, UFL, no matter what it was. Terry Fontenot went and found talent. That's how he found D. Offord in the CFL. They took a chance on Tyler Algier in the 5th round. That paid off. So when you put your foot in the dirt, man, it really helps as a GM. It makes the scouting department job just a little bit easier, and it lets you know that they have faith in the scout department. But Willie, thank you for the donation, my brother. He said I'm actually surprised no decision has been announced yet. I am going Weddle, Williams, Cunningham in that order. So he with you, man. He said
I'm
he
telling
would.
you, bro.
Yeah.
I like Waddell, man. I actually
But Chris,
go ahead.
remember where those have been following me, they know that I've said for a long time the Falcons need to follow Pittsburgh structure in the way they do things.
Oh yeah.
If you bring in a Weddle from Pittsburgh, you bring in that structure that's made them 6-time Super Bowl champions. So I would love that, Harris. So I agree with you on that one, Chris. But I will still say that I still got to go with Ian Cunningham because of the connection, because of the relationship. Go ahead.
Yeah. I mean, and I'm gonna be honest with you. I mean, Ian Cunningham has been like some of everything. He's been a scout, player personnel, analytics. He's been bouncing around, but he does have, like, as far as like a guy who's the most well-rounded, I still do think he's the most well-rounded from the resume and everything from what I'm seeing and just the involvement. So
Right.
Ian wouldn't be a bad choice. And actually think Ian is the favorite, but I'm just saying a guy that I like is Andy Waddell from the Pittsburgh Steelers. I
Right.
do like the other guys too. I think I was looking at the Bradway. Bradway is good too, so I'm glad that you mentioned him, Smitty, because that's a good one too. I think the common thing is most of these guys have, even though they don't have GM experience, except for Joe Douglas, and we can touch on him in a moment. But you think about it, all these guys are like have been with the Ravens, have been with the Eagles, been with the Chiefs, just been with winning organizations. So regardless, I'm just excited to possibly get not only somebody who can scout talent, but somebody that just knows how to do it the right way and can come here and do it the right way. Nando, that's a good one though.
Dando, I ain't gonna lie, I've been one of the ones advocating for Louis Ridley to get a GM job. And for some reason, I feel like somebody in somebody's front office is blackballing him. I don't know why. He done did something wrong with somebody's wife. I don't know what happened. But to see him not get a job in all these years and he had front office experience, it's just mind-boggling to me. And to see Matt Ryan get a job straight off the CBS desk, that just makes me wonder: is he being blackballed from the league for a reason? Does he has he rubbed somebody the wrong way? I just want to know.
You just never know nowadays, bro.
And Nando said he didn't even get an interview.
Yeah, not
He
this
didn't tell
time.
him Matt Ryan Buddy will get his job. We're still using Buddy system, and the Falcons have a lot in 2026. Yeah, and I said that. Yeah.
Buddy,
Go ahead.
hey, you ever seen the movie Heavyweights? You remember the movie Heavyweights?
Yeah.
Buddy. Yeah,
But you remember me saying that they had to stop that Buddy thing, but I mean that's just something that go on in regular 9 to 5 jobs. It's just all who you know. If you get a job, I mean it might cost you your job in the end, but that's a sacrifice a lot of GM personnel and head coaches are willing to make these days because they feel like since they know this person and they have a connection, they feel like they can come up, with an idea. They can get this team over the top, and it almost worked with Dan Quinn. It almost worked, but but we'll see, man. Because I mean, we still got, I think, 48 hours before that press conference, so I feel like it'll be a decision tonight or tomorrow.
Yeah, I mean, it's going to definitely come soon because we are the 27th. That's when we're supposed to have the introductory press conference from Kevin Stefanski, our new head coach. So I'm expecting. I said Monday at the latest, and we're gonna see though because I did feel like they're gonna take a couple of days to deliberate. But it's still, I'm expecting it Monday, possibly Tuesday, because I was expecting possibly those two to be up there together.
I think it'll be tonight or tomorrow because they got to have them in place before that press conference. Because that wouldn't look right if you asked Stefanski up there, Matt Ryan, Arthur Blank. You got to have the GM up there to make it look right. I mean, Beatles, he might be there, but I just think you got to have that GM in place.
It's not like we haven't seen that with the Falcons before.
Yeah, we have. Because Rich McKay was up there the last time, so yeah, I get it.
I'm saying, so I'm just hoping that we can do things possibly a little differently. But even so, even with hiring, let's say we hire them tomorrow, that's going to be interesting. Being able to just be like, all right, you're hired, now get up there on the podium and say something. It's just like without having like much time with the coach or much time with Matt Ryan. But again, we don't know what's going on behind the scenes. For all we know, they could have their guy talking to them right now, already hired, and we just not know it yet. I mean, we just never know what's going on behind the scenes. That's
Gizmo. I would put my homie on if he know his shit, but at the same time, sometimes it just don't work, man. And don't get me wrong, like I said, I understood when the Sarkisian came in after Kyle Shanahan because he pretty much knew what Dan Quinn wanted, so I get it.
I did not
But
want
at the same time, are they are they how do you say it?
what you
Are they
trying to
adequate enough for the job, man? That's all I'm
gotcha.
saying.
I mean, and I ain't gonna lie, I feel like we've all been in a situation to where we've either put somebody on or put somebody we know in a position, or we've been put in a position by somebody we know. Like I feel like everyone has had a situation, even if it's not corporate. Like, I feel like a situation. I don't care if you in line. I see your homeboy in line. Hey boy, let me come up there with you. You know what I'm saying? Next thing you know, you skipping the line. I mean, that's happened to me. So it just
Oh yeah, me too.
so it just
I done got some kicks like that, man.
yeah.
My buddy was working in the shoe store. I was walking from one direction, going to the back of the line. Before I can hit the front of the store, he got there and waved me down to come on in. And I cut everybody, and I wasn't mad because I got my kicks. But
Right.
Jason, he said technically Matt Ryan running GM, man. And see, that's the thing.
Mm-hmm.
Matt Ryan, as I keep telling y'all, he the future GM of the Atlanta Falcons.
Mm-hmm.
They just waiting for another motherfucker to fuck up. If y'all get what I'm saying.
Right.
But yeah, I mean, you got a GM in place pretty much, and he's really basically taking over Rich McKay job. Let's just keep it funky. So, yeah, you got the person that's going to call shots in place, but the GM who they said is going to do their own thing and bring in what they want, that's still yet to be seen, because we all know Terry Fontenot couldn't do what he wanted to do.
He could not.
So yeah, so we'll see.
That could be another factor in as well. Who is going to be down with the terms of, and I mean, teams are doing things more collectively now. I get it, but it's just seeming like, it all depends on the structure and who you're putting in that collective bargaining agreement between people. That's pretty much what it is when they're in the front office. So ultimately, I'm just hoping that, it's in the GM and the head coach, they're just guys that's just able to work well with one another, report back to Matt, and so we just go forward with the football team, man. Honestly, but I still want to know the rest of you guys. Who is your favorites? So I know for me, like I know I've already said Waddle myself, and also I've seen a couple other people saying something about Cunningham. I've seen a couple of Waddles and everything. Yeah. So I just want to know who you guys want, who you guys thinking out of all the candidates that we've taken. I mean, it's going to be, you got 5 first-year guys, and then you got Joe Douglas. Now, real quick about Joe Douglas, because I know he is not a fan favorite, and it's mostly because of his recent tenure with those Jets. He was former GM for the Jets from 2019 to 2024. But he has over 26 years of NFL front office experience, including the trending trend, should I say, of the Ravens, Bears, Eagles, and of course Jets. Now, he's the only one in the group with actual GM experience. And we're talking about when he was with the Jets, he drafted Quinnen Williams. He drafted Sauce Gardner, who was traded. He drafted Garrett Wilson. He also drafted Breece Hall. 5 full seasons as a GM. But again, just overall the things that were just happening with the Jets, that leaves a sour taste in Falcons fans' mouth, and reasonably so, about possibly bringing him in and being like, hey, man, we can't have him coming down here possibly having his best days behind him. And now what we see with how he was with the Jets, that's how it goes. But it's so crazy because it's a grain of salt, because the Jets are terrible too, just like the Browns. So it's like you can make an argument.
But I will add this. He did work with the Philadelphia Eagles during that first Super Bowl run. So that is a plus. So he knows how to build a winning team. You got to think too, he served at the Bears director of college scouting in 2015. And there's another connection right there to the Bears, to the Eagles. As we talked about Andy Reid earlier. So
early days with the Ravens.
Right. Douglas, Bradway. Those two guys have ties to the Eagles front office. And if you see what's going on with Philadelphia right now, and then right back then when they won that first Super Bowl in 2017, Joe Douglas helped put that roster together. So Yeah, I mean it could go either way. But let's see. I had another question
It's
up here.
it's like the
Yeah,
only
you got it.
person. It's like the only person when you look at resumes, the only person that didn't have any kind of connections with the Ravens or just the Eagles, any kind of those franchises, is really Josh Williams because he's been with the 49ers the whole time.
Right.
And I just had him here. And James Lifford, because he been with the Texans, and then he was in the college ranks as well. So yeah, just those two guys. Everyone else really kind of at least spent some kind of time with the Eagles, some kind of time with the Chiefs or the Ravens or somebody like in that cycle.
Right. But granddad had a question. He said I heard the Dolphins sign an assistant GM from the Falcons front office. How good was that person? Heard he did good things for the Falcons. I
Yeah,
got to look into that. I know the Eric Sullivan guy. I know he came over from Green Bay, I think. So I got to look a little bit more. Now I did see another Falcon guy going somewhere else, but I got to look into it.
talking about Keith Smith. I think Keith Smith had left out of here and went to the Dolphins.
It's possible, very possible.
Yeah, that's
But
what
but yeah, but it's funny because it seems like teams are trying to pry away the Falcons staff after 8 or 9 seasons, but they see the potential. So sometimes when you see the potential, I mean, it could turn into some, special. But again, that's how the NFL works. When success come along, all the pieces that get to that success, the NFL start prying that away, and you just have to find a way to keep rebuilding through that. So they do have a new GM in Miami, but I got to look into the assistant part. But go ahead.
Yeah, hold on, not bad. I was pulling up. Yeah, Keith Smith.
Is that the former fullback?
No. I'm sorry. Was it Keith Smith? Or was it Kyle Smith? I think I'm saying
Kyle Smith. Kyle Smith. That's what it is.
Smith, sorry.
I did see that.
Yeah, he was the vice president of player personnel, and
right.
now he's elevating pretty much from that role going down to be the actual GM for the Dolphins. So he was like assistant GM here, kind of like in a similar roles of what all these other guys are going through, being those assistant GM roles and player personnel roles. So now he's going on to his
assistant GM the last 3 years. Absolutely.
Right. And now he's going on to his first GM job, similar like maybe one of these guys are about to too. So that's all that's going on. He's going to his first GM job, and one of these guys are possibly going to get there first, or maybe again, who knows? Old Joe Douglas.
Yeah, granddaughter said, I'd like to know how much it was meddling of the Jets and the Browns owners. They tend to mess things up, and they meddle all the time. Bro, they the ones, and Woody Johnson, man, he's got to be the one the worst owner in pro sports, period. Because the way they were building that team just 5 years ago, it started looking promising until he started putting his hands on things. And
okay,
go ahead.
No, I was just saying okay. I was just bringing this up right here. They were saying like, no, he's still going to be assistant. They do have their GM, so he's still going there to be an assistant GM. But
Eric Sullivan is the GM there.
Yeah, but he could be in the running if Sullivan, of course, does. I forgot about Sullivan coming from Green Bay. Appreciate that. Right. Forgot all about Sullivan. Yeah. So much movement going on this offseason, man. This is crazy.
It's hard to keep up with, man, but we trying.
Yeah, man, that's another thing because like so many jobs opening, so many different moving pieces, and you think about it, like guys, I'm just talking to y'all too. Like, man, when was the last time we seen so much movement in the NFL in the offseason? Like, when was the last time 10 jobs was open for head coaching and all that stuff? Like, that's
a third of the league.
Yeah, that's what I'm saying. It's a lot of moving pieces right now.
So with it being 10 this year, I think it'll be much less next year. Probably 1 or 2 at the most.
I remember that, by the way. I remember that foolishness.
Woody Johnson did not trade for Jerry Judy because his grandson said he was.
That's legit. That really happened.
Had a low man rating ignorant. If you in the NFL, yeah, that happened.
That really happened.
So if you if you're going off a Madden rating, you need to stay the hell out the front office and out the way. And if you own
Oh,
the team, sit your ass in the press box and shut up. Fandemic, Atlanta Falcon Fandemic, man, y'all go check him out on YouTube. Thanks for the donation, my brother. He said, I like the way the new regime looks on paper, but I'm suspect as to whether or not they'll change anything. There's a lot to do more than we think. Yeah, I absolutely agree with that. And part of their job right off the bat is figure out what players are they going to keep and what players are they going to give contracts to. Because think about it, Kyle Pitts, he may get franchise tag, he may not. But you got to think about Jesse Bates coming up in a year. You probably got to rework AJ Terrell, Bijan Robinson, Drake London. I can go on and on. So that's going to be the toughest part, is to keep this roster intact and to keep players intact. So when you look at it in that aspect, when you got to think about rosters, when you got to think about NFL draft coming up, free agency coming up. So yeah, they got a job ahead of them. And don't be surprised if you don't see them having much movement in free agency, because they got a lot of money tied up into current players that they have to think about re-signing.
ooh, boy, yes. And by the way, I'm glad that you said that, because once the GM is chosen and we're having the press conferences, all that good stuff like that, we're going to start talking about players possibly staying, possibly going. It's going to be some of your fan favorites. We've been just holding those type of shows in the chamber, just letting the Falcons do their due diligence and get everything out the way. And once that happens, I'm telling you, man, it's going to be some fun shows. It's going to be some interesting. Going to be some split decisions, because some people are going to be like, hey, he should stay. Hey, he should go, etc. So, man, I just can't wait for it. It's going to be interesting offseason all the way around.
Dan, I hope you're safe down there, my guy.
Facts.
Yeah, it's raining here, man, but it's ice on the street. But I don't think it's as bad as they said it was. Not on the south side where I'm at.
Yeah.
But
so
in the city is kind of slick, and up north is kind of slick, and in the mountains I think they did get a little bit of snow.
Yeah.
So
I got a buddy in
doing safe, man. You just stay safe down in Alabama, man, and prayers up, man.
Yeah, I got a buddy in Decatur. He said it's pretty icy up there. It's like they shut down deliveries and everything. He was saying up that way.
Yeah, they've been doing a lot of that. Oh yeah.
Mm-hmm.
Nando said the coaching and GM has a lot to prove to the Atlanta Falcon fan base. They're expecting a lot from these two people. I mean, that goes without saying. Yeah, the fans gonna jump down on their back either way it go.
Regardless.
Whether they do good or they don't, you're gonna get criticism either way. We freed up at least $30 million with the restructuring of KC, but we still have to do some extensions to create more. Absolutely. And as I read about a week ago, there is a way we can cut, I think, 3 players that have decent cap space that we can cut and get that number up to 40 million. So yeah, so we'll see how that turns out, but it's just gonna be tough. JT, what's up, man?
It's gonna be interesting though, man. Again, I can't wait to see who's hired for the GM. I just hope that they allow them to do. Yep. Keep head of scouting. So again, the guy that you bringing in as GM, I believe is going to have something to do with some scouting as well, and that's another reason. And they probably already knew that they're going to be having to move on. So a lot of the guys that you look at have scouting backgrounds. So there could be something to that as well. Said Mooney would save $12.5 million if he's cut. I can see that. I can definitely see that. It all depends on what Coach Stefanski wants, because if Coach Stefanski feels like he can still use Mooney, then Mooney will definitely be here. But if we can save that piece of change and maybe put it somewhere else, then you possibly could. Berto, what's going on, man? How you feeling up there, man?
Lorenzo checking in. Berto, what's up, man?
I don't think the GM/coach will be rushed into immediate success, because Ryan, I feel, knows the previous regime were rushed to succeed.
That's absolute facts. Absolute facts.
Good point. I'm talking about Berto says it's cold up here, man. Hey man, y'all stay warm up there. Y'all stay safe, man. Stay inside now. You ain't don't be going outside for no reasons, man. Hopefully you got everything up there. Cause up north it is.
Don't go outside for the pumpkin pie. Let it stay in the stove.
That's supposed to stay in the stove anyway. But I digress.
You know what I mean. Shut up, man.
You need to stay in the stove anyway. Pumpkin pie. Anyway. I don't let me stop because I don't want to get Berto started. I can hear him now. Wait a minute, man. Drop the link. I got something to say to him about my pumpkin pie.
You started shit.
Nah, man. It's all
Robert said his feelings on whether you should stay or go is if they have been in the league 79, or you staying after 9 years or gone, unless he's going to be a Falcon for life, stay in the cheap and discounted. I think you're talking about Kyle Pitts. But, you know, I mean, with the numbers he put up last year, and he kind of reverted back to the rookie year Kyle Pitts once he was featured in the offense a little bit more. I can get where you're coming from with the price, but I feel like, you know, the Falcons, if they tag him, they're going to have to give him at least $17 million. And in the open market, he's going to get 17 to 20 million at least because of his measurables. 4.4 speed, 6'5", 250, no 6'6", 4.4 speed, 250, 83-inch wingspan, in the right offense with the right quarterback. He's probably a damn Pro Bowl, All-Pro every year. Yeah. And that's what they're going to think. Hey, we can get the best out of this guy. We can see we see what he did in his rookie season. We see what he did last year. We see what he did against the Tampa Bay Buccaneers. This guy can ball, so we're going to throw the money and we're going to take that chance. So you can see somebody pitch 20 million his way.
Yeah. I mean, I think if it's 20 million, I think the Falcons should move on. Of course it is. Of course. But yeah, I think if it's 20 million, the Falcons should move on. I know Kyle is looking to get paid. I believe it is 14 million. I believe the projected tight end franchise tag is about 14. So it's like
it's more than that. It's about 16.
Okay.
It's 16.
Well, even with that, that's probably about as far as I could possibly go. I feel like you probably should just franchise tag them if you're really trying to keep them, because I do think there is some intrigue there for Coach Stefanski. Think about Njoku, think about Fannin, and then you really upgrade. I ain't no disrespect to those guys, but you really do upgrade as far as talent when you think about Kyle Pitts. So if Kevin Stefanski can come here and involve Kyle Pitts within that offense, similar or maybe even more than he did those type of guys, you may end up keeping them, and your theory may come true, Smitty. I think that, since the Falcons are going to pay Drake and keep Drake, but it's still depending on what the new coach sees. So, I mean, it's going to be interesting to see, bro, like, because you could do something with Kyle Pitts, and I feel like the person that's going to benefit the most is going to be Bijan, but where does this leave Drake London? I still think the Falcons are going to pay Drake because he's our number one receiver, regardless of who like it, who don't. But ultimately, it's like with Kyle Pitts, if Kevin Stefanski can use him and possibly think he can use him as a player piece, as a big piece in this offense, would that hurt Drake in about a season or so?
But what did I say before that, though? What did I been telling you? I'd take that risk on Kyle Pitts before Drake London. I'm just being serious. That's just me. And I'm going to stick to that. But Berto said he feel like Pitts ain't going nowhere.
I can see it. I mean, with who you hired, you're hiring this guy who's supposed to be an offensive mind compared to what we've had, and it's just like he's supposed to be, apparently from what I'm hearing, also supposed to be light years ahead of other offensive minds that we had here, like a Arthur Smith. Right. So if he's supposed to be ahead of Arthur Smith and definitely supposed to be better than what we had last year, it's like, okay, let's see what you can do with these offensive weapons. I really want to see, But I don't want to have to be coming out here with no more slow starts now, because this is the best roster overall that he has had.
Yeah.
So it's really going to be even more pressure on Kevin Stefanski, being that experienced guy, being that offensive mind, and should be able to figure this thing out with all these weapons. Will there be even more pressure on him, though?
That's a good question. It's a good question.
He may not be rushed, but I still think there's going to be a lot of pressure because you are an experienced mind. You did have Kirk Cousins once upon a time, and guys, veteran quarterbacks, regardless, still have had success under Kevin Stefanski.
Facts. But he made another great point right here, and I actually thought about this as well. And he right. Joe Douglas does get a bad rap as a GM, but just like Terry Fontenot and I talked about earlier, his player acquisition speaks for itself. He really got Aaron Rodgers. Who else did he go get?
I say drafted.
You said the drafted players.
Drafted players. So,
and like we said, Woody Johnson, he one of the worst owners in the NFL when he started getting but we'll see.
Yeah, that's true. I'm saying, and that's what I'm saying. And I think that Joe Douglas shouldn't be slept on because he is the only one with GM experience. And I'm just looking at the pattern. Matt likes experience, and we got to be fair because we've talked about Raheem. Why wouldn't you bring in nobody with experience? Right? But then so you have Matt now bringing in experience. It may not be the names that we like, but it's still experience. So that's why I think Joe Douglas should not be slept on. No, I'm not saying Falcons go get Joe Douglas. That's not what Chris Tipmore said. I'm telling you that it wouldn't surprise me if another experienced guy comes in here along with Stefanski. So now you got an experienced GM, an experienced head coach, and the only new guy is technically Matt, and he can possibly pick and pull things from both of those guys as well.
Yeah, and that's why they're going through the process like that. So when they do hire a GM, Kevin and Matt gonna be on the same page with that guy, and then all three of them can grow together and put their thoughts together on how to build this team. And I get it. I mean, a lot of us might not like it, but that's just the way things go sometimes. But JT want to know, do we see Kyle following Zach Robinson? Absolutely not, because he don't know how to game plan for Kyle Pitts. He don't know how to scheme for Kyle Pitts. And when he did, you see what happened. But the thing about it, I think Baker Mayfield gonna light a fire up under Zach's ass to force him to coach better. So yeah, I can see it. I can see it, but no, I don't think it'll happen. But on the other hand, Kay Iden, I don't think is going back to Tampa, which I think he would be a good addition in Atlanta, and that's another story for another day. I can see it, but I don't think realistically, I don't see it happening. Falconator, what's up, my guy? Go check him out on Twitter, man. He said what's going on special teams, though. It's just something that they still working on.
Yeah.
I hope they get it right. They got to get it right. I will go all the way back and get Bobby April from when he worked for the Falcons in the 90s. Then to go through Marquise Williams again. I don't even know why the hell they brought him back. But they did. But we don't have one in place yet, but I feel like it's one coming soon. So we'll see.
Yeah, man. Because I ain't gonna lie, can't be Mr. Williams no more.
Dan said Pitts can be moved outside and used like New Orleans used Jimmy Graham. Absolutely. Used all the way around the field. And I could see that. They did that a little bit more last year, which is why he flourished. So yeah, I can see that, Dan, and I think it could happen.
Hold on.
Let's see.
Here you go. I'm looking for something real quick.
I'll go Hugh and then we'll go Bolo.
There we go. Yeah, who I'm looking at for special teams coach, if we can. And I've seen his name, and y'all probably have too. They call him Mr. John Bones Fossil.
Oh yeah, Jim Foster's son. Okay.
I can do that.
Yeah, I agree. He would say I love Drake, but I don't see him staying here. He's gonna want Jefferson, Chase, CD Lamb money. I just don't think the front office will be willing to pay that. Would love to keep him though. And I've been saying that, Huey. I mean, I just don't see him as a $35 million receiver. That's just me. I mean, I may be wrong, and I might be jumping the gun. But do y'all see him as a $35 million receiver? I know I don't. But what do y'all think in the chat? Is Drake London a $35 million receiver? Just let me know.
I ain't gonna lie to you. You look at it like this, bro. It goes back to the market. You know, if the market was 25 million, you know what I'm saying? What we be talking about, is he worth 25? Maybe. But I just think it's the market. And I think sometimes you just got to get ahead of the market.
Yeah, bro. Let's be honest. Julio didn't even get 25 million.
So, I mean, yeah, but I ain't gonna lie. Was he a $25 million talent? Yes.
At the time, yes.
Yes. It's just, but my thing is, we know that for a fact. Can we say that Drake is just on the same level as Julio? No, we cannot. No way, no form of fashion we can do that. And we love Drake, but let's just think about who the name that we just put him with. Julio. There's really not a lot of guys in the Falcons history that we can even put up there and be like, okay, let's do a tale of the tape.
Berto said you have to also remember it's never a lot that former players follow ex-coaches. And Njoku would not be a lot to come to Atlanta. I'd rather Pitts in this situation. Pitts has a higher ceiling. I agree with that 100%.
Mm-hmm.
I agree with that really 200%. But we know, we just know that it could happen. Dan said Drake isn't elite. You can't pay him elite money. That's all I'm saying, Dan. That's all I'm saying. A lot of people have been in my chat, in my comments under my videos about that, but I just keep it real. He's a superior talent, but I don't think he's one of those guys that can take a game over like a Jamar Chase or Justin Jefferson or somebody like that. Because does he really have top end speed? Take the top off the defense? No.
We knew that.
50 guy? Yes. Is he a good blocker? Yes. But you need a receiver in today's game that can go out any given Sunday that scare defensive coordinators say, hey, he can put up 200 yards any game, especially if he had the right quarterback in place.
Man, it's tough, though, because you think about it. This past season, if you take away the games that Drake didn't play, let's just focus on the games that Drake did play. I ain't even talking about toward the end of the year because I feel like he was not healthy at all when he came back. It was just one of them things to where, like, I'm going to play out my contract. I'm going to get what incentives I can. I don't think Drake was healthy. But before he went down, let's just look at those, let's say what it was, about 13 games. You look at the numbers, man. Those are some pretty elite numbers. The quarterback was getting him the football. And Drake was having some really career numbers. And honestly, he definitely was on pace to break his yards last year. Again, if he didn't get hurt and if the offense continued to, be kind of like surrounded around him, I understand that like it was seeming like Penix was only looking for Drake London. That connection really started when we seen it, Smitty, in training camp. We saw it, and I remember saying, I said, boy, I know who I'm picking up on fantasy football this year because I could already see the connection between 9 and 5 in training camp. And it did carry over into the season. But, bro, it's like I get what you're saying as far as the money. It does seem like a lot, but I'm just saying for the Falcons, he is our number one receiver, regardless of if you put him on any other team, whether he's number one or not. I'm just saying he's our number one receiver. You can't you go play where you go play, and for Atlanta, he is important. But I do understand what people are saying about the 35 million. That like he doesn't warrant that. So my thing is, I look at it like this: if people are split on the decision about Drake, there's only one way to decide this, and it's going to be Drake London on this field coming this coming season. What Drake London is going to show up, what the yard is going to look like, because whatever it is going to be dictated to either one or two things. Either fans are going to be like, yeah, you got to pay him that money. He deserves it. Or it's going to be a battle. And you may get a tag. Or you may get a trade. Regardless, man, you got to think about it. You got to be up there in the upper echelon with the Justin Jeffersons, with the Jamar Chase. That's all I'm asking. Is Drake London in that upper echelon? Taking out the fact that he's our number one receiver. If he just looking at him as a receiver, do you guys think he's as good as those two names?
Ooh, boy. Our boy Berto, he 38 piping hot about that. Let's get these super chats out the way, and then we'll get into that a little bit more. Justin said hiring Joe Douglas will be a very Falcon thing to do. And like I said, I think he gets a bad rap because of Woody Johnson mostly, because he overrode a lot of stuff that went on in New York that Joe Douglas tried to build. So at the end of the day, if, like I tell you, the owner get in the way, sometimes it happens. Dream Mac, what's good, my guy? He said, I caught your short on Flacco. Would it be possible for you to put a side by side comparison short on him and Kurt together? Yeah, I can do that for you, man. I can do that for you. No doubt. I'll have it up sometime tomorrow.
Yes, sir.
So let's get back to this Drake London, our boy Berto in the chat going nuts. He says, what says Drake is not elite? And then he says, you don't always need top end speed. And that's true. I get it. Because like he made a point in the chat. He said Jerry Rice didn't have elite speed, but Jerry Rice was a technical monster. He knew how to find. I mean, his route running was the most elite I've ever seen. And he didn't have speed, but you see his workout regimen. This dude never got tired. So by the time you get into towards the end of the third quarter, on into the fourth quarter, Jerry Rice got stronger because your players will wore out because of his training regimen. And I get it, man. He don't have top end speed. He can't take top off the defense. But I mean, to me, if you say like we had, for instance, if we had a talent on this team such as Justin Jefferson to play along with Drake London, he would be what T. Higgins is to Jamar Chase. And that's what I see him at, a T. Higgins type receiver. And there's nothing bad. I just feel like he's a better support receiver than he is a number one receiver. He's a legit number two.
That's tough. That's tough. So really Drake is a 1.5 then. Because I think he's better than T. Higgins. But only reason I say that because I feel like if you put Drake London with Jamar Chase, that offense just got better. Because you got a guy that, I mean, don't get me wrong, T. Higgins don't make some insane catches. It'd be sometimes I'd be like, how in the heck did you do that, T? But overall, I do feel like Drake London, it might be, and it has nothing to do with me being a Falcons fan. I'm just looking at maybe I've seen so much of Drake compared to T, and I just like, it's some plays that T don't make. Well, I'd be like, well, Drake would have came down with that. You know what I'm saying? Like, it's
my bad, Drill. I read your name wrong.
I was definitely going to pull it up.
My bad. I apologize.
I was about to say, Smitty ain't finna get me in trouble. Let me put a comment at.
It's Drill. I apologize. I read it wrong. Yeah, but I went together, so I'm sorry. I make mistakes.
Don't beat him up. Don't beat him up today. Yeah, but yeah, just back to it though. Honestly, I think that Drake London, you know what I'm saying, is going to be a receiver that's going to get paid. And I also did see something to where it's like, I seen an article and it was so funny because it made me think about you, Smitty, about what we was talking about before. And it actually suggested the Falcons should go and get George Pickens and put him beside Drake London.
Ooh, that would be nasty.
Man, what you talking about, man? I love that. I would love that.
If we lose Kyle Pitts out, but see, this the thing. You got to think about it. I would love it. But how can you pay him $30+ million, which I know to me, and I said it before, I would take him over Drake. But you showing Drake that he's not your number one guy. If you go out and get George Pickens $30+ million, and you're not giving it to him, and he's been here longer.
Hello.
Stuff, so.
There you go, starting stuff. Because how you gonna get paid to bring in this man and pay him, and then look Drake in the face and be like, "Yeah, just keep on playing, just keep on balling, man. We got you." It's not gonna work. That ain't gonna work at all. As much as I would love for that to happen,
Just like they just did Trey Young. Just go out there and keep performing. We got you.
man, I'm gonna tell you what's gonna happen. The only way that even works, Drake gets paid first, then you bring in George. That's the only way that happens. But if that happens, you know you darn sure getting rid of Kyle Pitts, which honestly,
I think it would be a mistake.
I do too.
Because we know Jordan Pickens is a damn nutcase when he's not having his way. And if he's not satisfied, he'll give up on your ass. You saw that game where he got called out by the media where he stopped running routes. Because CeeDee Lamb started getting targeted more and started putting up more numbers. So I mean, look.
But I'm just thinking the Cowboys didn't think that ever was going to arise, though. I mean, come on now, you got two guys that want to be out.
But when they sometimes they think talent to override anything.
Man, I just think the best thing that happened was when CD got hurt. Because when CD got hurt, that's when George was able to take off. When those two guys in there together, it's battling. It's almost like Chad Ochocinco and T.O., even though both of those guys are more so to the back end of their career by the time they played together. But still, it's like you're battling for the ball. Who you going to give it to? Both of those guys, you know, historically have been number one guys. And in their mind, it's just kind of like, you know, bleeding into the DNA and bleeding over the brain about saying, hey, I'm a number one guy.
Right.
Even, you know, humility is not a practice that everybody, takes up. So.
Yeah, I mean, I get it. But, yeah, man, I Jordan Pickens would be a dream player, man, but the way he nuts up, man, he might mess around and just throw everything off. But Berto said, and I agree with this wholeheartedly because I'm dropping a video on my draft profile on Zachariah Branch, probably sometime today or sometime tonight or in the morning. I might set it as a premiere, who knows. But he said they would invest through the draft to add another wide receiver. And the thing is, this draft is loaded with wide receivers.
Got some wide outs.
And the crazy thing about it, if the Falcons get a trade in the second round, they can trade back, still get a second round talent. Even if they go towards the back of the second round or up to the early third and get another draft pick. That's how deep wide receiver is in this draft. But Zachariah Branch is definitely on my scope. And they have him listed as a late first, early second. But I just think one wide receiver is going to slip through the cracks. It never fails. And I don't know which one it's going to be. But another guy, Chris Brazil out of Tennessee, 6'5", 4.4 speed. Sound familiar? Yeah, man. And I agree with that 100%.
Yeah, it'd be funny though, man. But ultimately, though, guys, like dang, Smitty still got that one last thing. Someone said, would y'all go after Tyreek Hill if Miami releases him?
Absolutely.
It depends, man. It just depends. What's your health? I don't know what your health is before we can even talk about any of that. But I do want to bring this up because I do feel like it was stirring the pot just a little bit. Before we get out of here, I just want to know, is this all-time legend? I'm talking about a guy that is so influential in just the Atlanta culture. I want to know, was he doing too much when he did this, or was he just saying, hey, look, I don't want to touch this? Does it seem kind of innocent, or was he doing too much? Smitty, do you got the clip for me?
Which clip you talking about?
I think I sent it to you on the Twitter.
Oh, my bad. Oh, you got to keep me up. Just keep me up the par.
Hey, man, it's all good. I'm just trying to make sure you stay around and I ain't got to replace you with AI.
That's fucked up.
Hey, man, I ain't trying to do it.
I'm having a problem with Twitter, so keep talking.
Let's see here.
I don't know what the hell going on. I got you, though. It's coming. Pause.
That's another thing, man. That's crazy. That's crazy the world we live in, bro.
I mean, look. We got some filthy mind motherfuckers out here, man. Just trust me. But here go a question until I put it up. We talked about that a little earlier, Justin. about
Oh,
GM. I'm still sticking with Ian Cunningham. And who did you say, Chris?
I mean, I think the Ian Cunningham is the favorite, but I also like Andy Waddell as a sleeper. You know what I'm saying? Possible as a sleeper. And then I know you said about Mark Bradway for the Chiefs as
Right,
a sleeper as well. So it
right.
just, and then of course we had to talk about Joe Douglas because he's the guy that's kind of like the sore thumb sticking out because he's the only one that has GM experience.
Yeah, but I agree with Berto, man. He get a bad rap because of that badass owner. But at the
Mm-hmm.
same time, you got to think a lot of things into consideration. But
Bad.
to let y'all know what Chris was talking about, right quick.
Ooh boy, it's not even a long clip, y'all, but I feel like it says so much within it. And some of y'all might have seen it, but I'm pretty sure a lot of people, because not everybody has Twitter or fools with Twitter. So it's interesting,
Yeah,
man.
that's true. Everybody don't, cause I'm telling you, sometimes Twitter here, and it's here right now because it's still freezing on me. Come
Hmm.
on, man.
That's that technology, man. That's why I say, man, you can't put too much faith in the technology because
No,
it
you
ain't got
can't.
no brain. You don't know it's supposed to be working when it's supposed to be working.
No, it be on that bullshit.
Let's see here.
I got it, man. I'm just trying to make it work.
Hold on, let me see here. I may not be able to put it on the screen, but I may be
I
able to
got it.
play the
I got it. I
audio.
got it. I
Got
got it. I got it. I got
you.
it. So, is it up
Yeah,
there? Is it up
yeah.
there?
Hold on. Did you add to the stage?
Uh,
Oh, there it is.
yeah, I was wondering why it had. See what I'm saying? It's just freezing up on me. But our boy Prime Time had this to say in a joking fashion, but we all know that it was the real thing, man. And I get it, cause like I said, sometimes they show more the new age Falcon player more love than they show the old school players. I don't agree with it, but that's what happens sometimes. But this is what he had to say about the Atlanta situation.
I say take them off mute.
But see, he representing though, so I get it. I get it.
Mm. Man, that's a true man. I said this ain't no hockey jersey. I'm still representing. I'm always representing, and I still love y'all. I'm just like, come on, man. Oh, okay. Wait a minute. He said he couldn't hear nothing.
They
Okay.
can hear.
Yeah, it said it didn't. I guess it didn't play. Okay, hold on 1 second. 1 second. 1 second. Let me just do it that way. Let me just do it that way. Again, technology, no brain. All right, let's see
Yeah.
if I. Woo. Did y'all hear that? One more time. One more
Nope.
time.
Couldn't hear that either.
Couldn't hear that either.
Nope. I don't know what's going on. They might have it blocked. I don't know.
That's strange.
Yeah, StreamYard is bad today.
Let me see. I got another way. All right, let me know if you can hear this. Just say something if you can.
How many coaches have been fired in the NFL? 15.
You can hear that.
Yeah. I'm not going to get started with that situation. I'm not going to get started with that. It's a mock house. Yeah, I'm not gonna get out the crime. Make sure I ain't got nothing. Ain't got nothing around here. We have proof. That's what I'm talking about, baby. It's in the hockey jersey. I still represent. I still love y'all.
Play it one more time so they can hear it because it came through kind of late. Play it one more time.
No problem.
How many coaches have been fired in the NFL? 10. Yeah. I'm not going to get started with that situation. I'm not going to get
that situation.
That situation is what the man said. So it just
that situation.
That's what he said. That situation. And when he was holding up the jersey, that's when he was just saying, I still represent and I still love y'all. Holding up the Sanders jersey.
So do you think he feel like that he should have been considered as a candidate?
No, I feel like he feels like, why did you hire Kevin Stefanski? That's what I feel like.
Oh yeah, I mean that we all know that.
That's exactly what I feel like. I feel like it's tough, bro. Like I just feel like that's like throwing gas on the situation, you know? And it's like I feel like crime feels like that Kevin Stefanski did sabotage his son. Because I mean, why else would he say, "Oh, I'm not going to talk about that situation"? Because he led with how many head coaches have been fired? Like he's saying, all right, out of all the head coaches, y'all hired Kevin Stefanski. And then it's like, okay, I don't even want to touch it because I don't even want to elaborate on it and make things worse. But what I will do in prime fashion, I'm going to show you exactly who I'm talking about, what I'm talking about, and why I'm talking about it. And I still represent. Got my Falcon. This ain't no hockey jersey. Got my Falcon jersey right here, turned it around so you can see the Sanders on the back. I still represent, and I still love y'all. I just feel like they're just throwing gas on the fire.
Yeah, I agree with that. But hey, could you blame him? It's his son at the end of the day. I mean, any father would have did that for his son to make sure he's straight. And again, I keep telling y'all, what happened with Shador was much deeper than what happened with him and Stefanski. Think about it. He was a first round talent, lasted all the way to the 5th round. That in itself is collusion. But we ain't got to get into that. But I get it. Eric said Joe Douglas is going to be the assistant GM. He is friends with Bradway, Welder, and Cunningham. I could see that. If you get enough people in the front office that can scout talent and do a damn good job at it, I'm all for it.
Nah,
George Texas boy say new era is here. Definitely agree. But you got anything else before we get out of here?
Nah, man, that is all. I'm just gonna sit back because I know that it's time to get up out of here anyway because Championship Sunday is about to start. So I know we're gonna see who's going to the Super Bowl and all that good stuff right now. That's another thing I wanted to make sure we was able to get this in before all that coverage. Well, coverage already have started before the games actually came on. So it's now 2:53. Going to give you guys your Sunday back. And as our brother Berto would definitely say, so it's like y'all enjoy the game. Y'all pick out different things that maybe y'all can see from one of these possible Super Bowl bound teams that maybe we can use on the Atlanta Falcons. How this team did this, how this team did that. We'll see what we do moving forward. Again, we're definitely going to have those shows coming forward about who's staying, who could go, etc. So, man, y'all just stay tuned in, locked in, and we're going to do this thing, man. Regardless, rise up anyway, and let's see exactly where we go.
Before we get out of here, Berto, Michael Lemon is another one on my radar. And since he had that ACL injury, he may be the next George Pickens to fall from a first-round pick to a second-round pick. So he could be an option at 48 if he falls that far, or if they think they want to move up the board to go get him. Because he is an elite talent. He reminds me of the kid in Tampa, Ibuka, and Jackson Smith and Jigma. He's a field technician. He has speed, but as far as being a technician on the field, Lemon brings that to the stage. But that ACL injury may hurt his draft stock just a little bit. But if I'm the Falcons and he's there at 48, you got to make that move.
I'm nervous because there's only one Lemon I ever trusted, and his name was Metallark.
You stupid. Another Falcon fan, thank you for the donation, my brother. He said, what Dion did was question the man's character with throwing shade at his coaching ability, plain and simple. It don't get no simpler than that, I guess.
Yeah.
Eric, I had to disagree with you than that, my brother. He did not leave. The Falcons told him to go find a contract that somebody would pay him, but what he was worth. And he said this on Instagram about 4 or 5 years ago, that they did not even offer him a contract.
Mm-hmm.
They told him to go find, a place where it would pay him the money that he wanted, because they weren't going to do it.
Yeah.
So
that's terrible.
I wish I could get Dion. Go ahead.
No, I just said that's terrible when your ownership just say, man, hey, man, we're not going to pay you, so go find your contract. The heck? But that's the Smiths. That was the Smiths.
Man, and the thing is, man, I just wish I could get Dion on to tell y'all that story, because a lot of y'all missed that one on Instagram. I think he's deleted it since then. But he wasn't offered a contract, and a lot of people were shocked. So, what else can you do? But yeah, man, go find me on Twitter at FatboySlam_21 on Twitter, and also find me on Smitty Sports Machine on YouTube, as I drop latest, greatest topics, headlines, draft profiles, free agency targets, and all of that good stuff, and trade targets, because I already put up Mac Jones. If Mac Jones falls in a category to where the Falcons can pay him the money to come in, you got to go for it. But at the same time, when you have enough cap space to bring him in, that's the thing. He's on a cheap deal in San Francisco, so if he comes in from San Francisco via trade, we can absolutely work with that contract. But if they trade for him and he wants to re-up before he hits the field, it's a certain number that we can't go past. So we'll see. But did you tell him where to find you? I'm all over the place right now.
Hey, no, I'm just saying, A1 Forever Sports, that's a platform on YouTube. Thank y'all to everyone who's already subscribed and still subscribing. We really appreciate y'all. Really do. Also, Hawks Digest as well. The Hawks are getting close to the trade deadline. Going to see if the Hawks going to make any moves or if they're going to stay pat. And, of course, Twitter, A1 Forever, Instagram, A1 Forever, and the real A1 Forever on TikTok, man. Again, always appreciate y'all coming through, as always.
That's what I'm talking about, man. Well, when the news break, man, we know y'all know we got y'all, man. When the news break that a GM is named and is hired, we got y'all. So stand pat, because I think it's coming in the next 48 hours. But until then, y'all enjoy Championship Sunday. Like I said, I'm picking Seahawks and Patriots, but we'll see how that turns out. But until then, we're going to holler at y'all later, man. Peace.